Thinking of flying Iberia Business Class? Your aircraft choice matters more than you think. Because Iberia doesn't have one business class cabin, it has 6, and they're not even close to equal. I've flown every single one, the A330s, the A321XLR, and all the A350s. And in this video I'm ranking them from worst to best. In 6th place, the A330-300. This is the oldest business class cabin in Iberia's long-haul fleet, and once you step on board, it shows. To be fair, the seat itself is still decent. You get a 1-2-1 layout, direct aisle access, and it's comfortable both seated and in lie-flat mode. The rest of the cabin, however, feels dated. The finishes look tired, the entertainment screen is slow and non-responsive, and compared to Iberia's newer aircraft, there is noticeably less privacy and less of that premium business class feeling. So while it's still a good business class with a comfortable seat, the A330-300 is the most worn and least modern cabin in Iberia's long-haul fleet. Before we continue with number 5, I want to give a big thanks to Luxury Flight Club for sponsoring this video. Luxury Flight Club is a business class deal alert service for travelers flying from Europe, helping you find discounted long-haul business class flight deals. With more than 180,000 members, you can try it for free at join.luxuryflightclub.com/welcome aboard. I'll also leave a link in the description. Now, let's continue with the ranking. In 5th place, I have the A330-200. At first glance, it looks identical to the A330-300. Same seat, same layout, but this cabin has 19 seats instead of 29, and that changes everything. Fewer passengers, same crew, drinks stay full, meal choices don't disappear, the purser actually gets around to every seat. It's not a better product on paper, it's just better odds. Another big plus on the A330-200 is the screen. It may sound like a small thing, but compared to the older A330-300, the entertainment system actually feels responsive. On a long 10-hour flight, this makes a huge difference. So, if you end up on one of Iberia's A330s, this is the one you want. By the way, big credit to Iberia for the bedding. It's really hotel quality. From the good mattress to the fluffy pillow, it's really nice. Now, let's talk about what might be the most debated aircraft on this list. In 4th place, we have the A321XLR, and this one is special. Not just because the cabin is new, but because of what this aircraft actually does. The A321XLR is a single-aisle airplane, but has the range to fly proper long-haul routes, even across the Atlantic with proper business class seats. The seat goes fully flat, and once you're lying down, you actually got a very good sense of privacy. For a narrow-body aircraft, this is seriously impressive. The cabin itself looks fantastic, feeling fresh, modern, and much more private than Iberia's older business class cabins. Also, being in a 1-1 configuration, all passengers are assured a window seat. In terms of entertainment, this business class comes with an impressive 18 inches 4K screen. So, on paper, the XLR should rank higher. The seat is excellent, the cabin is beautiful, it genuinely looks and feels like a next generation product. But here's the catch, it's still a narrow body. And for me, there's nothing that beats the magic of flying a big wide-body plane. Another issue I have flying long-haul on this narrow body is the boarding process. All passengers, both business and economy, are funneled through the same cabin. Having almost 200 passengers passing by your seat feels somehow chaotic. Out of Iberia's 23 A350s, 2 of them stand out and are really unique. They were meant for Hainan Airlines, but finally were passed on to Iberia. As you can see, the interior of the cabin still has the Hainan colors. Even so, the seat is wide, soft and very pleasant for relaxing. Apart from the different colors, the seat is the same type that you find on Iberia's original A350. The big difference here is that this business class cabin has 2 extra seats. In addition, this plane doesn't have premium economy like the other A350s. And for some reason, this plane is almost always used on Iberia's route to Lima. In terms of the entertainment system, the screen is really responsive. All in all, a fantastic business class product. The only but are these blue tones. They don't belong to Iberia and doesn't match the airline's identity. And that's why it takes the 3rd place. In 2nd place, I have Iberia's standard A350 cabin. This A350 has the same seat style as the A330s, but wrapped in an A350 and draped in Iberia's actual colors. The seat is really comfortable, the screen is responsive, and the Iberia color scheme makes the cabin feel much more connected to the airline. Compared to the Ex-Hainan A350, this feels more like a proper Iberia aircraft. It still doesn't have privacy doors and is not as impressive as the A350 Next, but as an overall experience, it works very well. So, for me, this is one of Iberia's best business class cabins, just not quite the best. That's why it comes 2nd. Out of Iberia's 23 A350s, 12 of them come with this cabin, so chances are high that you will fly on exactly one of these planes. And finally, in 1st place, Iberia's A350 Next. From the moment you step on board, it really feels like a step forward. The cabin looks more elegant, the color scheme feels warmer and more premium, and the wooden style finishes on the tables give the seat a much more refined feeling. It's still very Iberia, clean, understated and not too flashy, but it feels far more luxurious than the older cabins. The only small weakness is that in sitting position the seat doesn't feel quite as wide as some of the older seats. But in lie-flat mode it becomes the widest and most comfortable bed of all the Iberia cabins I've tried. In addition, the seat comes with closing doors that gives it a whole other sense of privacy. The table is also excellent. It's long, practical and beautifully finished, giving you more flexibility when eating, working or moving around. And to finish it up, you also get a big 18 inches 4K screen to enjoy the entertainment. I had such a joy flying this plane that my 12-hour flight even felt short, and I would love to fly it again. So that's the ranking, but here's the reality. Iberia flies all 6 of these cabins right now. Same airline, same price, but completely different experiences. Which one you get comes down to your route and a bit of luck. That's why this list matters. Do you agree with my ranking? Let me know in the comments. If you want a more detailed look of each one of these flights, check out the full flight experiences on my channel. Thanks so much for watching.